Hello, I'm making another video, and I didn't know what to make another video about for a long time, and I still don't, but I wanted to make another video at some point, and I still was getting stuck on the kind of needing to write something, or like knowing that if I plan it out, I'll have to like edit it and figure out all this stuff, and I don't want to do that right now. But I want to make a video. I want to make videos. I want to be making videos. So I'm doing the bare minimum and recording myself on my way home from work, like last time. But that's okay. It's a step, and it's making videos, technically. So, like I said, I wasn't sure what to make this one about. And thinking about, I had an idea where I would talk about the game Skyrim, and saying that out loud now seems silly to me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a little embarrassed to be just talking about a video game. Getting kind of like feelings of, does anyone really care about that coming up? But that's not important. Because I care about it. So if if you don't have to watch it. That sounded kind of rude, but whatever. But I don't even know where to start. Skyrim has been on my mind a lot lately because it's getting cold now. The weather's been okay the last few days, but it's getting cold. It's the middle of December, or the beginning of December, I guess. And that always makes me feel like playing it, I think, because I just always play it around this time of year when I do play it. And the game itself is a very cold place, so it just feels right. It feels right to be warm and like comfy, but be playing a character that's in a really cold world. I just like that. I have a very special connection to Skyrim, as a lot of people do. Played it as a kid, and just it's always held a very special place for me. And that's kind of gotten complicated over the years, or at least the last few years that I've tried to go back and play it. And that's kind of what I wanted to mostly talk about. And maybe I can weave it into a lesson or a narrative or some sort of takeaway, hopefully. But yeah, it's something I've been thinking about is, I'm trying to think of how to put it. Going back to this game, playing it, it's the relationship between Skyrim and Skyrim mods that I guess is the thing I'm trying to say. Because anytime I want to start playing it, there's a thought in my head that's like, well, if you start playing just straight vanilla Skyrim, you're not really playing the best version you could be. But then that opens a whole world of like, well, what is the best version? And like, that's obviously subjective, but I've played the vanilla game so much that it almost, it's fine to do that, and I would have a good time, but there's a part of my brain that's like, well, you're not really doing anything you haven't done before, so why do it? Which isn't the point, obviously, but so I go down these rabbit holes of like, okay, I'm gonna mod this game. How do I go about doing that? And multiple times I tried to make a mod list for myself and curate it myself, and that really doesn't work for me, at least. I know there's a lot of people that's the thing they like to do, and that's really cool, but that's I do it because I've realized there's two different things. There's like, do you have the goal of, I want to have the best experience playing this game, versus I want to make the best experience? And if you want to make it, and that's your goal, and that's what you have fun doing, is crafting this experience, then you want to get into like making your own mod list and stuff, because that's when you can really like fine tune and tinker stuff. But if your end goal is like, I just want to play the game and have fun with it, then I think it's a detriment if you're spending a bunch of time modding it for multiple reasons. For one, well, it's all kind of the same reason blended together, but I think you just get too familiar with what you're doing, plus the tinkering is almost endless. It definitely can be. Because there's no end to, okay, now I've made the game perfect. Like, finally I've put exactly what I want into it. Now I've perfected it, at least in my mind. Because there's always some other thing you could go, well, this could be better. Well, this could be better, and you find a mod for that. And the more mods you get, the more complicated it gets. And like, I think the game gets buggier, at least in my experience. If you add a bunch of mods, it gets buggier. It crashes more, it freezes more, which is whatever, that's part of the territory. But if your goal is to feel more connected and more immersed and more like less barriers between you and like the feeling of being in this game and enjoying it and just like getting lost in it, which Skyrim is so great for, I think, at least for me, mods get in the way of that, or when I put them in myself, because you're fine-tuning every aspect of the world to the point that there's no discovery, or a lot less discovery, because every corner I'm looking at isn't, oh wow, I wonder what that is. It's, oh, that's the thing I put in with that one mod that I configured, and like, oh, it looks like, looking at these things is not, oh, that's cool, I discover that. It's, oh, that's cool that it works and isn't glitching out, and it, you know, onto the, look at this corner, oh, this corner is glitching out, so I still need to configure it. And there's just so many settings, and again, if you like tinkering, that's like great, but I like tinkering to a degree, and when my end goal is to play the game, it gets in the way for me. So what I've graduated onto is mod lists that other people have made, and luckily there's really great tools that let you like download them really easily. But even that is like, okay, well, now there's a set of mod lists I have to look at, and there's not they'll give you usually a brief description of what the kind of goals of the mod list are, but that's not, it's usually they don't describe super in-depth, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what you're getting versus what you're like aiming for. So what I've been doing the last few days is looking at different mod lists, figuring out which ones sound the best to me, looking at YouTube videos, which most of them are like 2 or 3 years old. So I'm like, I don't even know if these represent the mod lists that well anymore. They probably show the general idea of them. But yeah, I downloaded one, took a while to download, set it up, started playing. It wasn't right. It seems like a good mod list, but it was too much. That's another thing about Skyrim mods too, is a lot of them kind of, obviously the point of modding is to make the game different than it is, but a lot of them make it really different. And like, I fell in love with the vanilla game, so when I play like a mod list that makes everything like more colorful, more lush, more like fantasy, more, which sounds great, and there is a lot of people that like that, but for me, I still like the like grungy feel of the original, and like I like that people are all kind of a little ugly. I like that all their faces are kind of dirty and kind of weird, but I just want like higher resolution textures of the grossness. Grossness sounds wrong. The dirt, I guess, is a better word. And I know there's mods for that out there, but I don't know what they are. And again, I don't want to be going through them and picking it because for reasons I already mentioned. So it's hard to find a mod list that's going for what I want exactly in my head. And again, like, it's so personal that the ideal way would be to make my own, but I don't want to go through that again. Because the last couple times I tried that, by the time I finally finished and had it all how I wanted, it still wasn't how I wanted. Still, there were glitches. There were still like little things I needed to tweak, and it was just distracting from the game. And by the time I was playing the game, I was so burnt out on thinking about the game that I didn't even want to play the game, even just starting it out. So yeah, this is a lot less about Skyrim as a game, I guess, and more just me telling kind of the story of my thought process trying to play it and enjoy it. Which, part of the problem is, like, I've kind of lost that childhood feeling of just playing something for the first time and enjoying it how it is. A lot of my thought process when playing stuff, or even watching some movies or shows and stuff, just media in general, a lot of my thought process is how could this be better? What is something I could do that would make this better? And most of the time it's nothing. But like, it's weird that unless something fully is like just perfect, like in my own eyes, and doesn't need anything, which is not most things, like, I feel the need to like make it better, or like that I'm missing out on this ideal experience that I've like created in my head that doesn't exist, but could maybe if I changed it. And I don't know where that comes from. And I think that's a helpful thing to have in some cases. Like, it's helpful to be able to look at the world around you and ask what you can do to make it better. But I'm not really doing that about the world. I'm doing that about media I'm consuming. And it's weird. I don't know where that came from. But that's kind of the thought process I've been going into it with. But my plan for tonight is to go home and play Skyrim, like, finally, because I got it all set up how I think should be good. Maybe I won't be able to get home and just be tired and not feel like it, because that happens a lot now. But we'll see. It's just been on my mind, and I wanted to make a video, so I'm like, might as well just talk about the thing that's been on my mind. But where was I going with that? Oh, if you're curious at all, and I know this won't reach many people besides my immediate friend group, probably, but the mod list I found that I think is what I've been looking for is called the Phoenix flavor, and it's kind of it's not a newer one. I think it's been around for a while, but the idea is a vanilla plus is its kind of description, where it's like trying to be recognizable as the base game, but with just like small improvements that aren't like distracting from what it is. The one that I tried before this a few days ago was what was it called? Gate to Sovngarde, or Gates of Sovngarde, or something like that. And that one seemed really cool, and it was, but it was just so, I think the description said it was a love letter to the modding community, which is cool. And it seems like it's trying to be a balance between like packing as many like cool and interesting mods in it as possible, while still not being like too crazy. But it was too crazy for me. Like I said, the textures and everything they were so bright and vibrant, and I even disabled one of the like shader settings or something to see if that would make it less, and it did, but it was still like so vibrant. And part of what I like about Skyrim is that it is kind of dull. Also, there was just so many systems. There was a a thing that they added that lets you climb ledges. And how they made it work in the game is if you're next to like a ledge it's in front of you, a little glowing dot will show that, like, as an indication you can jump over this or whatever. So if you press jump next to the ledge, you'll just hurdle over it or jump on top of it or whatever, which is cool because like kind of makes it more modern feeling and more like you can climb stuff. But my problem, and maybe there was a setting for this, I didn't look too hard into it, but like you couldn't, if you're in front of a ledge and that thing popped up, you couldn't just jump. If you wanted to jump instead, you couldn't just jump. Maybe there was a way to do that with a shortcut or something. But like there were multiple times where I wanted to jump on a ledge or just jump into a wall because I don't know why. Just like in games I like to just jump around, which I think a lot of people do. But I'm used to that in Skyrim. I'm used to like, oh, here's like a wall, I wonder if I can jump on top of it. And this was like, yeah, no, you can climb on top of it and then fall over the other side on accident, because a lot of times they'll just hurtle over and not like get on top of stuff. And so I died multiple times just climbing over an edge and falling. And that was like one of my first experiences in the game. Just there's a lot of stuff. I talked to a random guy and he taught me how to work out. So like the screen, he's like, all right, let's work out. The screen faded to black. It played a few voice lines. And then I gained the power to work out, which meant I could just do a couple push-ups until my stamina ran out. And I don't know, I think that's supposed to keep you warm or something and probably improves your strength if you do it enough. But it just felt, there were so many little things that you can feel the like separation, I feel like, from the base game. If you've played Skyrim enough, these things, like, even if they're like integrated really well, a lot of them still feel just a little bit disconnected, and it disconnects me from the game because all these mods together, they don't all click. Like which I feel bad saying because these mod packs have been so meticulously combed through and stuff, but they still, like, the aesthetic, it feels like some sort of mash of multiple things together. And there were still like pieces of buildings that were clipping off of stuff, and it was really cool and like a cool accomplishment for people that really want to get into. There's like survival mechanics. The world like reacts to things you're doing. There was a lot of cool things that I thought were cool, but it's not Skyrim. It's Skyrim with this stuff. And what I want is to play the game I love and familiar with, but like anytime I look at a rock and think, wow, that looks blurry or weird, I would rather have it look clear or nice. That's what I want. Like, I want I watched a video too, because when I get in these periods of time where I just want to play Skyrim, I'm looking up videos on YouTube, so I get recommended a lot more of them. And I saw one today that was talking about the stealth archer thing. And if you don't know Skyrim, I'm sorry, because all this stuff I'm saying sounds like nothing to you probably. This is just a rant basically. But the whole stealth archer thing, that the video was talking about how there's so many factors that make that kind of a thing people fall into, whether they really want to or not. It just is like kind of the best option, both in game feel and like mechanically. And it made a lot of sense, and that's what I always did, is I always did a stealth archer, and I have fun with it. But like, I would like to try the other mechanics that are in the game. And I think this mod pack I haven't looked super into it, but I'm assuming, because it mentions there's some balance improvements, so I think that hopefully is one of them, that it makes it a little more like whatever option you want to go with, the game is going to support that a little bit better. But I've only got past the character creation, And a lot of these mod packs, interestingly, start you off with an optional like alternate start. There's a few different alternate start mods that make you not do the same Skyrim opening cutscene that's everyone's done like over and over, like takes a while. But this one, the Phoenix flavor mod pack that I was playing, or just started, there is an option for you to like turn on a mod that makes an alternate start, but like by default it does the default Skyrim start, which I thought was pretty interesting. But I also don't mind it that much, and it's been such a while since I have played through it that I was like, yeah, I'll do the default start, like sure, why not? And it was also a good beginning to see the graphics of this mod and figure out if this is what I wanted, like visually. And I think it is. It looks really good. It's got some shaders that I want to tweak a little bit, but for the most part it just looks like Skyrim but better, which is what I wanted. And I'm assuming it will play like that too, so I'm excited to try that out. And I was thinking even, like I said, I've been getting a lot of recommended videos of Skyrim, and it's interesting, there's a couple channels, or maybe just one or two, that I've been getting their videos recommended, and they don't have a lot of viewers, and I should look up what they are if I'm going to talk about them, because that's kind of... Here, wait. Can I? Okay, I just realized that the video cut off when I went to look for that channel, but the channel's called Raw Lens Gaming, and they just make Skyrim videos where they're I just talked about this, but I'm having to restart because I realized I wasn't recording again. They'll just be playing it, but it's not like a let's play. They'll just be playing while talking about just like random thoughts they're having in their life, and like it's a lot of thoughts that I've been having too, about just like how to be present and whatever. And I feel like that's like a fun format. Like what I'm getting at is that's something I might want to do, or I'm thinking of doing, is if I'm going to be playing Skyrim anyway and wanting to make videos, I might as well make videos of me playing it, and just like playing it while talking about whatever. But it's not like a let's play, it's just like a backdrop to the conversation, one-sided conversation, I guess. But I think Skyrim is a really nice backdrop for stuff like that, because it's just like a really nice, pleasant game. Even, you know, it's got some like dark, scary stuff in it, I guess, but like for people like me who have so much nostalgia and so much comfort in going back to it and like knowing this world and how it works, I think that's a nice backdrop. It's kind of like slime videos, but for people that are nostalgic for Skyrim. So I might do that. I might, you know, eventually make a video where I write it, script it, and edit it, and talk about something and have cool flashy stuff going on. I don't know. That'd be nice if I could get to that at some point, but hopefully this is a step in that direction, just making videos for the sake of it, for my 4 or so friends that instantly saw that I posted on my YouTube channel that I haven't posted in forever, and watched my videos. I appreciate that. Yeah, and anyone who watches my videos, I appreciate. If you watch this, I know this has been at least 20, maybe 25 minutes long. Thank you for being interested in what I'm talking about. And I think that's it. Yeah, I made another video. Good for me. Video number 2. Have a good night or good day, and have a good holiday. Hopefully I make another video. I don't make one each month, which I made one last month. Hopefully I don't make one a month from now on. Hopefully I make more than that. I said that so weird. I said that I stumbled over my words a bit, but you know what I mean. Hopefully I make more videos more often. But if not, and you're watching this before the holidays, have a nice holiday season. Be safe, be warm. Play some Skyrim. Try the Phoenix flavor, because it seems like a pretty good mod pack if that's what you're looking for. Just like base Skyrim game, but with a little bit of like a touch up to make it a little bit nicer. but not too distractingly. That's the thing, is if it's, I need it to not be too distracting. Anyway, I talked about it enough. I've tried to end this video enough. I'll end it now. Goodbye. This is the end.